Hello everyone and welcome to this second episode of Ranked Commentary. I am once again recording this on voiceover, which means I'm not playing the game at the moment. I'm playing on Janus, a very small map against Scout, which is, I believe, a former Uber player, so this will certainly be a very interesting game. Like previous game, this is a very small map, so we wanna rush T2. The optimal build is to expand on only one side, reducing the amount of pigeons I build between each factory, thus accelerating my early aggression to then make a very aggressive T2 push on my 5th factory. As you can see, I made my 4th factory vehicle, so I can pop like 4 or 5 vehicle fabbers to prepare my T2. As I mentioned before, each fabber type has different efficiency, vehicle being the most efficient, which means they will require less pigeons to be powered, and this will allow me to have a very fast T2 rush. Here, thanks to good scouting, I can see he's rushing the middle side metal extractors, which is a very questionable strategy. It's not very hard to contest, and it doesn't really give any values. You could rush a double laser turret at the small entrance, but actually on this map, this little choke point you see is kind of a bait. You could turtle this up with a few laser turrets and think that you've got the center of the map under your control, but this is absolutely not true. It's actually also very bad to have your T2 push going through these corridors, so rushing this center was definitely a mistake. You want to rush the center that you're seeing right now on the screen. This is definitely a very tricky map to read. I've been myself reading it very bad for the longest. There's a small path. You can see where my fabbers are right now. There's a small 3 extractor path at the back that you kind of would want to capture after your first expo. This is what I've been doing for the longest time, but it's definitely a bait. You want to secure and push for the middle on these little 2 metal extractor clusters. You'll see later, it's very hard to explain, but you'll see what I mean. Here he's still very much insisting for this center, which even if I wasn't contesting it, wouldn't even be that good. Here I managed to snipe a couple of his fabs and take even trades in air. You also obviously want to reclaim trees with medics. This is very important. And as you can see, the plan is working out perfectly. I secured my expo on the left side, on the western side of the map, and I've successfully denied his expo on both sides of the map, which is very good. Usually you wanna deny his expo on... It's very hard to kind of say what side I'm talking about, since the camera is always moving. I'm not on pole lock, but the side that's opposed to the tree, the expo side with the water, this is what you want to deny. You want to go even on this side you're seeing right now, and then try to take good trades and find a push. Here in this game I managed to slow him down on both sides, which is pretty much GG at this point. As long as I can as long as I don't fail my T2 timing, I'm pretty much sure to win. We'll see shortly. I'm gonna scout his base, which is very important, especially on T2 timing. You always want to know what T2 your opponent is and where he's at on his timing. We'll see shortly. He's very much late. Here you can see it's about 10% done, and I even managed to get some damage while mine is almost finished. Since it's a T2 bot, if you have T2 advantage, you wanna do a rush. If you have vehicle, like last game you saw, Vanguard drops, but the problem with Vanguard drops is they're very expensive. They take a lot of micro to prepare, and it's a lot of commitment because you have to build Pelicans. Vanguards are very expensive. The advantage with bots is you could just make something between 1 and 10 locusts, and if you fail to capture anything, the best objective you want with the locust rush is to destroy the enemy T2, maybe get some metal expansions. Here, if you don't manage to do anything with the locust, it's pretty fine. They're not that expensive. So I can build like 3 locusts, as you can see, and then just make my T2 rush with some slammers and a couple of snipers. Here my opponent says GG before I can even try anything, so you can see how late he was in the game. That was mainly because of map reading. So I definitely had a better map reading than him, probably because I've failed so many times on this map and I've been punished for so many mistakes. I kind of have a rough idea of what you're supposed to do. We'll have a look at what he's doing. So I failed to mention this, but he rushed Icarus and I spotted it with my scout. Always scout, it's very important. You can also see this kind of left right I'm doing with the doxes. This is how you micro dox fight. Every unit in the game is pre-shotting the position of their target, so you can kind of avoid every shot, if you get the timing right. Here, as you can see on the top left, maybe you can, now you can, because when it's red, the YouTube compression algorithm makes it very hard to read red numbers. You can see I'm already ahead on metal. This is because his first factory is very poorly placed. You always want your first factory to be near the 2 first metal spots you wanna build extractors on. So I already have a natural lead. And you can definitely see here he's trying to expand on both sides with 2 fabbers, while I was rushing offensive units to deny his expansions, as well as defending my initial 3 fabbers, rush a factory, take control of the center, etc. Rush T2. This is basically how you play most small maps. And that's it. Pretty quick game, 7 minutes only. I hope you learned something or two, and maybe we'll see each other in the next one. Bye!